The San Francisco Giants hot streak continues with another huge victory against the first place Chicago Cubs. We got the victory, guys, 5-4 in 13 innings. It was the Giants' fourth extra innings victory, I believe, in our last 6 games. So absolutely phenomenal. Man, we are getting used to playing these long extra inning games, but it certainly feels a lot better when you're winning them as opposed to losing them. And so, guys, Madison Bumgarner got the start for your Giants. And, of course, a lot of people said that, this could potentially have been the final home start in San Francisco for Madison Bumgarner, although I do not believe that is going to be the case due to the Giants' recent play of playing a really great brand of baseball. I think Farhan Zaidi is going to hold on to Bumgarner, although obviously in the next week, something could change, but that is just my gut feeling. And Bumgarner absolutely dealt, guys. The Cubs, as we know, have a very deep lineup, and Bumgarner was able to go 7 innings. He did allow 3 earned runs, but a lot of the damage was done from the likes of, the heart of the order of the Cubs, the Anthony Rizzos, the Chris Bryants, Javier Baez, those kind of names I'm sure you guys know, really high caliber players. So Bumgarner gave up 6 hits in his outing, guys. He only walked 1 batter. He struck out 7, and that is his 6th consecutive excellent start for Bumgarner. And what's fascinating, guys, is that early in the season, when all the talk about if Bumgarner was going to get traded, those conversations were being brought up. It's almost like Bumgarner, flipped the switch and went on to a whole nother kind of level, because the way that he's been pitching, he's been showing his worth, his value, and that, he wants to stay in San Francisco and finish his career as a Giant. And, that's something that I really believe is going to happen. Of course, that remains to be seen. But with this outing, guys, Bumgarner now has a season ERA of 3.66. So absolutely phenomenal there. Now, the Giants were opposed by Yu Darvish in this one. And Darvish, he's had his struggles, although I believe of late he's starting to kind of pitch a lot better. So Darvish, he went 6 innings in this one, gave up 6 hits, and the Giants were able to tag him for 4 earned runs. He did walk a batter, struck out 6, and gave up 1 home run. So, guys, now let's get into the scoring of how the game played out. So now, as we go to the top of the first inning, the Cubs were able to get on the board against Bumgarner, thanks to a Chris Bryant RBI single that gave the Cubs a 1-0 lead. Now, in the bottom of the second inning, Mike Yastrzemski, who has been clutch, guys, I have enjoyed watching Yastrzemski play so much because, it's been amazing. I believe he has like 9 home runs already, and that's pretty significant when you consider that he got called up at like the end of May. So, in a short amount of playing time, he's put up some big time numbers. And so in that second inning, guys, he comes up with a clutch sacrifice fly to tie the game at 1. Now, as we go to the top of the third inning, Chris Bryant would continue to do more damage against Bumgarner, knocking an RBI single to extend or to give the Cubs a 2-1 lead at that point in the game. And now, as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning, guys, the Giants would come back. Alex Dickerson, oh my goodness. What more can we say about Dickerson? This Giants ball club has been a completely changed team ever since Alex Dickerson has come on board, and he hits his 6th home run of the season to tie the game at 2, and then Kevin Pillar would come up later in the inning. Kevin Pillar has been red hot of late. He would hit a 2-run double, giving the Giants a 4-2 lead, and you're feeling good at this point. You're thinking, oh, we got this in the bag. Our league-leading bullpen is going to be able to hold it down, but the Cubs, again, they got a pretty deep lineup, so it's going to be a difficult task at hand. Certainly not a not difficult enough for this Giants bullpen. I mean, they are definitely up for the challenge to try to hold this Cubs lineup. But unfortunately, in tonight's game, guys, the Cubs would get to the Giants bullpen. In the top of the 7th inning, Victor Caratini added an RBI single to cut the Giants' lead to 4-3. And in the top of the 8th inning, Jason Hayward would hit the game-tying RBI single to make it 4-4. And then as we go from there, guys, the score would stay tied at 4 from the bottom of the 8th all the way to the bottom of the 13th inning. And in the bottom of the 13th inning, with 1 out, up comes Kung Fu Panda, Pablo Sandoval. Kung Fu Panda would come up, guys, and he would get a pitch that was kind of down and away. And Pablo apparently went up there with his heavy bat, which was a good thing because he used his hands and the bat head was able to make contact and flip that ball, guys. It barely went over the left field wall, but it indeed goes over the wall upon further review, and the Giants come away with the victory, a series victory from the first place Chicago Cubs. Wow, a huge victory. So much excitement in this one. Oh my goodness. And one of the big notes to keep into consideration about Pablo Sandoval is that in the bottom of the 10th inning, he came up with the bases loaded, an opportunity to win the game, and then unfortunately he grounded out. And, you know, some guys, when they come up in a situation like that and they're unable to come through for their team, that definitely can leak over mentally, you know, in their psyche of how they're playing and their confidence level. But, you know, with Sandoval, you know, you do not worry about that kind of stuff happening to him. And I like the quote from Bumgarner after the game when he was asked about it. Bumgarner said that, you know, there's not a person on this team, essentially, that, you know, would get down on themselves after failing to come through in a clutch situation, but especially not Pablo. And of course, guys, you know, second chances do come. In the bottom of the 13th inning, he came up and he was able to deliver. And so what a great game for him, even despite the fact that up to that point, he was 0 for 5 in the game. So he definitely salvaged the game with the walk-off home run to win it and send all of us home happy, guys. So now let's get into the offensive statistics for your San Francisco Giants in the game tonight. Alex Dickerson continuing to swing a hot bat. He goes 2 for 5, hitting a home run in the game, scoring 2 runs, and of course with the 1 RBI. And then Kevin Pillar, guys, another hot hitter for your Giants, continuing to swing the bat well. He goes 2 for 5 in this one with 2 RBIs, and he's now hitting .247 on the season. And guys, that bullpen that we've been talking about, Giants have one of the best bullpens in baseball. They certainly did a good job keeping them in the game. Of course, it was unfortunate when the Cubs are able to tag them for 2 earned runs across the 7th and 8th innings. But, you know, great job for the bullpen to hold the score till the 13th inning. And, you know, this Giants team, they just got a swagger, a mojo going about them. You know, any given night, it's a matter of who's going to be the hero tonight, who's going to come through. And so, you know, it's an amazing storyline to follow. So after Bumgarner, guys, after his 7 innings, Reyes Maranta came in. And Reyes Maranta has been struggling of late, and his struggles continued, unfortunately, tonight. He goes 2/3 of an inning, allowing a hit, an earned run, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Now he has a 2.74 ERA on the season. Tony Watson would come in after him, guys. He would get the last out of that inning. He gave up a hit, did not walk a batter, and struck out 1. Tony Watson now with a 2.85 ERA. And Will Smitty, guys, our big-time closer, he would pitch 2 innings. He did not allow a run. He did not allow a hit or a walk, and struck out 2 batters. Will Smith now with a 2.44 ERA on the year. And Mark Melancon, guys, again, you know, in the beginning of the year, Melancon was pitching very well. Then he started going through some struggles, but he has picked up the slack of late. And another excellent pitching performance for Melancon out of the bullpen. He goes 2 innings, gives up 1 hit. He did not walk a batter and struck out 2 with a 3.65 ERA. And perhaps, guys, one of the biggest pitching performances out of the bullpen tonight came in that top of the 13th inning as we saw rookie right-hander Sam Coonrod, a very hard thrower, come into the game. And this was really the first high-leverage situation that Sam Coonrod has been in. So, give him some huge credit because he had to pitch through the heart of the Cubs lineup with Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo, and Javier Baez. And what did Sam Coonrod do, guys? He struck out 2 batters in his inning, and the fastball velocity was up there. He was touching 99 miles an hour. And on Javier Baez, he threw a fastball that tailed outside the strike zone, and absolutely ate up a good hitter in Javier Baez. So that was very impressive. Very impressive for him to control his composure out there. This could have been an easy game for him to, succumb to the pressure in that inning. And, the Giants could have been walking out of here, certainly trailing possibly after that top of the 13th inning. But huge credit for Coonrod, and he gets his first Major League win thanks to the outing. Alrighty, guys, now let's look ahead to the future, to the San Francisco Giants. Next game in the series, they're going to be going for the sweep of the first place Cubs, and we're going to send rookie right-hander Tyler Beede to the mound. He is going to be opposing Tyler Chatwood, a 29-year-old right-handed pitcher from the Cubs. So it is going to be a very interesting one. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to smash that like button. I very much appreciate all the feedback from you guys. I love to read your comments. I love to interact with you. I love to hear what you guys have to say. How excited are you after another extra innings victory? And Pablo Sandoval, man, the hero, a hero for many years, longtime Giant coming through. What a game it was to see. So love to hear your guys' thoughts. And also, what do you guys think is going to happen as this July 31st trade deadline approaches? So many options. Like I said earlier, I think Bumgarner more than likely is going to stay. Will Smitty, though, I think there's a good chance he potentially could get moved. And that is because the Giants have very capable relievers that could step in and fill that closer role if a Will Smith is traded. And also, you got some other relievers down there that could get traded, like a Sam Dyson, a Tony Watson. And so all this is to take into consideration. I think another possibility could be the Giants could be trying to trade for a power-hitting outfielder at the deadline, an outfielder that, they would have control over beyond this season. So, of course, maybe control for like 2-3 years because you never want to trade for a guy like a rental player. Some of you guys probably remember the trade for Carlos Beltran back in 2011. That trade didn't work out so much in our favor. So you definitely want to acquire a player that has control service beyond this season. So love to hear your guys' thoughts. And until next time, I will see you again. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.